Hello everyone. Today, Deanna and I are here today to discuss a lot of things. So we'll see where the conversation goes.
Okay.
So we don't really have a plan.
No.
We just have an idea of what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we talked about a few things.
Yeah.
And Susan stopping in for the eye definer.
Yeah, so I had a client walk in the door the other day and she said, "Hi, I'm here to get the eye definer." And I said, "Oh, great, okay." So then I said, "Would you like me to show you?" I mean, she was here, I had a moment. Would you like me to show you?
The timing
Yeah.
was so synchronous.
It was how to use this. And she goes, "Oh, I would love that." So she sits down.
From the master.
And of course, I show her how to use the eye definer. And then, of course, I would never use the eye definer alone.
No, because it's too harsh.
It's too it's
obvious.
Very obvious. And so I then showed her how to use the black shadow over it. And then I used the tinted moisturizer on her. And I think, no, I didn't stop there. I did do the contour and the lips.
Yeah, you did step one, step two.
Yes.
I can't do,
No, but I was thinking just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of where I'm going with the conversation because one of the things I realized that we really need to communicate and to make a point of is the fact that it is a makeup system.
Yes.
So we are going to add that into our brand, that word into our brand, because if Susan were to just wear the eye definer, it would be as bad as wearing mascara.
Just mascara.
Yeah, because mascara, as you know, the truth about mascara is that it really clumps your lashes together.
Yes.
But all the advertising and all the marketing and all the, the languaging and women, when we start wearing mascara at such a young age, that by the time you get into your 40s, 50s, 60s, you've seen yourself this way every day. If you're one of those women who can't go anywhere without her mascara, or it's the one thing that she uses every day.
Right.
I've heard that so many times.
It's either that or lipstick.
Yeah.
And so the focus goes right to where you put the attention. So if you do the mascara.
It's not balanced.
Not balanced.
Yeah, if you only have one thing on your face. So I hope that came across clear because it's easy for me to see that way because I'm looking from an artist's perspective. So I'm looking at the balance, the overall picture.
But so what you're saying, I believe, is that all the steps that were created, were developed, that came through you, are done in sequential order.
Yes, they're done in sequential order, and it wasn't that necessarily came through me. I had the 4 steps, but it was after using the 4 steps on my clients. I would just offer my brow clients to do their makeup complimentary because I was testing it out. And so developing it. And so my clients typically come in every month and then I would get their feedback. And then, so this went on for a couple of years before we launched Tim. And so we really, really fine-tuned it. And, we had been living this way with the Tim, for so long, so we're used to it. So anyway, Susan was so happy that I had taken the time to show her. Yeah. And she ended up leaving here with step 1 and step 2.
Yay.
Yeah. And one of the things that I tell women is that step 2, if you're only going to choose one step to start with, say, you're the kind of person that you like to take things slow.
And I was going to say that that's the one product that you could use that's not going to just put the focus on one thing, like lipstick or mascara.
Right, it actually evens out your whole skin tone so that your features actually start, becoming more of the focus.
And that it has the SPF in it, because it's really important no matter where you live, whether it's cloudy or not, we do get the rays from the sun. So I remember back in my 20s learning that even walking from your car to the building, you get sun exposure. So this guarantees that you have sunscreen on every day.
Yes, so that's another big bonus for the tinted moisturizer. Yes, and so there was something else I was going to say about the order of it. So the tinted moisturizer, that's the one.
Out the skin tone.
So start there.
Starts defining all the features.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't have to change everything all at one time.
No.
And there are clients who I am coaching them on weaning themselves from mascara.
Yes, because there's a process. It took me, I'm going to say probably, I don't want to put a time frame on it, but it took me a while. Yeah. To get, to get really used to it. So transition, take the time to transition.
Yeah, some women like to jump all in, and change it immediately. And then there are some of us who just want to do it gradually.
Right.
So you're integrating it and you're not like going, from one
So
thing
being
to the
gentle
next.
and kind to yourself.
Yeah, so start with
Listening to yourself.
Step number 2.
Step number 2
is the way to go. And so then as this develops with our clients and we start testing our clients out on this, we'll determine the next step. So the next one that you would go to would be either or the eye definer or the lips.
Yes.
So it would be one or the other. And so it's really personal. It's really personal about what you personally want.
And I think most people would choose the eye definer because a lot of us have a lipstick, so we can make do with whatever lipstick we have in our repertoire.
Or not wear any lipstick.
Right.
Some women are used to never wearing a lip color.
So just the lip gloss then.
It's just the lip gloss.
The lip gloss, yeah. Because it'll bring a shine, which brings a very healthy, moisturized look.
Yeah, and then we also build people up to it where we just use a teeny tiny bit of the lip stain. Because the lip stain also goes on your cheeks and gives you a little
rosy cheek. Makes you look alive.
Yeah, and
vibrant.
That fades. So every if you do reapply your lip color during the day, just do a little dab and rub it in.
And you have it on today, and I don't.
And I just put it on too before we started the video.
Right, but I feel like I have rosy cheeks today. So sometimes you need it, and sometimes you don't. Depending on your overall well-being. And Deborah and I are doing a cleanse right now, an advanced cleanse.
Oh yeah, that's the medical medium.
It's a 90-day cleanse, yes. And it's so enjoyable this time. I've done it before, and it was really, really hard.
Yeah, it was hard the first time.
So the longer you detox, the easier it becomes to eat only healthy foods.
And that takes time.
Oh yeah, it'll be 3 years in August.
Yeah, and it's an integration. So I did have, Carolyn came in last week and she said, I've been doing the celery juice, been doing it every day, and I'm gathering the stuff, the things that I need, the
ingredients.
Yeah, the ingredients, and also the juicer.
The juicer.
The blender, I mean.
Oh yeah, the
blender.
Vitamix.
And so she asked what our resources were, especially for the spirulina barley grass juice
and the
Dulse, the Atlantic Dulse seaweed.
Or we'll have the link for the.
Oh, we'll have it all in the description.
But for the Dulse, the sheets of Dulse.
Yes, the sheets of Dulse and also the flakes. Yes. So when we started out with the heavy metal detox smoothie, I was using a tablespoon of the Dulse flakes in my smoothie, and you cannot taste the Dulse at all. I actually have grown to really love.
It's my potato chips. Yeah,
and crave the Atlantic Dulse. But some people have an aversion to even thinking about putting a seaweed in their smoothie.
I know, but you can't even taste it.
You can't taste it.
You can't taste the cilantro either.
Well, some people can.
I know,
and it's usually people who have an aversion to cilantro. There are substitutes for, Anthony recommends substitutes. If you're somebody who really cannot stand the taste of cilantro, which there is a population of people who don't like.
Or it tastes like soap to them.
Yes, exactly. So there are ways to ease into it. What else about the ingredients? So it's just, where do I get spirulina? Where do I get, what's the other one?
Barley grass juice powder. Dulse.
Yeah, and another thing is the wild blueberry powder or the wild blueberry frozen blueberries.
We have to go wild because they're higher in all the nutrients and
antioxidants. And there's a lot of information on that. And I'll put a link to that information in the bio about Anthony actually I think he did even a whole podcast about wild blueberries and
I'm sure
the benefits of those.
Yes, and it's helpful to read the benefits, because I've been doing it for so long, and now I'm reading about all the nutrients that are in the products, and that I eat, the food that I eat, and it makes a difference, because I'm feeling so much better, and I want to know what nutrients are causing me to feel so much better.
Yeah, and again, I think that the main message here is that it takes time. It takes time.
And be gentle. I mean, that's what self-love is all about, is like caring for yourself as you would your own child. Your own, 5-year-old child, how would you talk to them? How would you treat them?
Right.
You'd be gentle.
Yes.
Because they're just learning. So we're just learning. We're just learning so many things.
Yeah, and don't be hard on yourself. That's where the self-sabotage comes in. And we had a new client come in last week who thought that she would be judged for something by us. And so we... responded that that is a reflection that comes from within you, because you don't even know me, that
to make that assumption. But normally when that happens, what we see in others is maybe something that we need to see about ourselves. So if you're thinking you're being judged, well, are you judging? Are you judging yourself?
Yeah.
Are you judging other people? So why did that get triggered in you? That is something, that's an issue, that's a shadow side in you that needs to be brought to the surface.
Right, and that's why we see it in other people. It's easier to see it in someone else than it is to see in ourselves. And that's the whole mirror effect.
Projection,
projection, just all of this stuff.
And so it's harder to look at yourself. It's really difficult work to face your own shadows and to realize that, every thought you think and every word that you speak and every action that you take vibrates out there. It's an energy. And so that whatever you give out comes back to you. So really think about that. Like, if you want to feel loved and you want to feel accepted, then love and accept yourself.
Yeah, and I think the acceptance part is a really difficult thing.
Yeah, it's big.
Really very, very challenging.
Big. Like to be okay if you make a mistake. Like it's no, I would beat myself up. They'd say, "Oh, you stupid idiot." And I did something the other day and I don't remember what it was. And I was really kind to myself, and I was aware of it in the moment. And I also thought, oh my gosh, this is what I used to say. And so I just delete that thought, and it's gone, now, because I've practiced it for so long and I've done the work.
Well, yeah. And you know what? We follow a couple of astrologers, and the energy of the planets does affect us. I mean, it wouldn't change the tides. It wouldn't affect the tides.
No.
And, not affect us. We're 70% water, or more. And
so we're like the tides.
Yeah. And so we are affected. There's a full moon this week. And
lunar eclipse.
But
so also, the energy is intense.
Yeah. And at this period of time, even just in the last quarter, I think it started in March, wasn't it? March or April? March 22nd with the... What was it?
It was an
equinox.
Equinox. Okay,
equinox.
And an eclipse as well.
Yeah, so
we're in the eclipse season.
Yeah. So that is also
actually, when you see this video, it's still going to be in the energy of it, but it was May 5th and 6th.
Right.
This comes out on Sunday.
Yeah, it comes out next Sunday, and we have already had the full moon.
Right, but you feel the effects of it for at least 3 days after.
Oh, sure.
The intense effects of it.
Oh, yeah.
So
leading up to it also.
Put your crystals out and any other healing, crystals, really, put them in the moonlight.
Any
that cleanses them?
Yes.
Cleanses them.
You put them outside. Sometimes, we just put it right out on the roof, of the first story, because we just can drop it from, set it out there from our window.
Right, yep.
On your front steps, your back steps.
This is about doing the work. And really feeling the worth and value of yourself to do it for yourself. And that's what you're doing it for. And you're actually, by doing it for yourself, you're doing it for everybody else and for every relationship that you have. Your partner, your co-workers, your children, your parents, every friendships, every single relationship that you have. So that the energy with which you put out there is one that you get back. So do you want that loving, kind, joyful, peaceful, high vibration kind of a feeling, then be it, exude it, and it'll all come back to you.
Yes, I love that. We're going to end on that note because our clients are lining up
Yep.
at the door. And it was so wonderful to be here with you again today. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
We love you all. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.